This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 6th day of February in the year 2019. Here's what we're tracking tonight. The ExxonMobil company today announced 2 additional discoveries of oil offshore Guyana at the Tilapia 1 and the Haimara 1 wells. The discoveries bring the total number of discoveries on the Stabroek block to 12. According to the company, the discoveries build on the previously announced estimated recoverable resource of more than 5 billion oil equivalent barrels on the Stabroek block. Tilapia 1 is the 4th discovery in the turbot area that includes turbot, longtail, and pluma discoveries. Tilapia 1 encountered approximately 305 feet of high-quality oil-bearing sandstone reservoir. The other discovery was at the Haimara 1 well, which encountered approximately 207 feet of high-quality gas condensate sandstone reservoir. Director of Energy Dr. Mark Bino in a statement said the discoveries continue to be positive news for the people of Guyana, but the real substance of the finds will come when all Guyanese are able to benefit from the discoveries, whether directly or indirectly. In December, Dr. Bino announced that ExxonMobil made its 10th discovery offshore Guyana at the Pluma 1 well. That discovery had increased the estimated recoverable resource for the Stabroek block to more than 5 billion oil equivalent barrels. Guyana should see the beginning of oil production as early as next year. More news coming up in just a moment.
Hello, baby. Yeah.
It's knocked away from Yang Huang.
Yo, why you gotta get away from the credit, buddy? I recommend that you from blah blah. Let me watch the game. But it's not you that buy back the credit when it's done. Buy back like a shit money from 5.
Activate the GTT Fab 5 plan today. For only 5,005, you get free unlimited calls to 4 of your closest family and friends, 5 gigs of data plus 250 text messages, and your Fab 5 friends can call you for free. GTT Fab 5.
Wait. So who we putting as we Fab 5?
Yours. As a luxury mechanic, I'm often asked, what gas should I use in my expensive vehicle? In other countries, you have regular and mid-grade gasoline known as 87, 89, and premium gasoline known as octane 93 to 95. For affordable, high-quality fuel, performance and high mileage, visit Guy Oil today. Choose Guy Oil Super 95. Guy Oil, we are everywhere.
This match day, February 23rd, Hits and Jams Entertainment brings you an event like no other. Sunrise Brunch Party, the first of its kind in Guyana. The day starts off with a delicious brunch served from 10 a.m., followed by the day party with the best lineup of DJs. Shizzle, Diamond, Sia, Ryan, and Energy at the Everest Cricket Ground. Sunrise Brunch Edition, brought to you by Hits and Jams Entertainment. Stay tuned for more details.
Welcome back. We turn to the world of politics. The Alliance for Change is making it clear that the next elections will be about trust and leadership, and Guyanese will have to choose between the incumbent President David Granger and the former PPP government minister Irfan Ali. The Alliance for Change is part of the governing coalition, and the coalition will remain in place for the next elections, with President Granger seeking re-election. At the party's press conference today, AFC General Secretary Marlon Williams said whenever the elections are held, the main issue will have to be about trust.
Whatever you might say about the present coalition government and its last 4 years, question is, who do you trust? Based on merit, based on experience, who do you trust? Who can you trust? And based on the records of the 2 opposing parties that are going to these elections whenever GCOM says they're ready. That is the question for Guyanese.
With the ExxonMobil company announcing 2 other major oil finds today, the Alliance for Change General Secretary said the elections will also have to focus on the management of the country's natural resources and who will be the best person to be in charge of the natural resources of this country and their benefits.
Who are you going to put your trust in? Who are you going to put Guyana's resources in hand? There are 2 distinct options. You've got to make that choice. A Barry Jagdeo surrogate or David Arthur Granger. That's your choice.
According to the AFC official, as Guyana moves forward and prepares for a greater role on the international stage, there will be the need for a properly functioning government and opposition. He said he believes the coalition will be the best choice to lead the government.
This is Guyana's chance. Guyana's had years of challenges, years of financial challenges, years of social challenges. And this is our moment to shine. And we've got to ensure that whatever decisions we make, we safeguard Guyana for a long time to come. It's not a slogan, but it's a practical position. Whenever elections come, we've got to decide which direction we want to put Guyana. Do we want to put it in a Granger-led government where no longer nobody's paying $400,000 for a toilet bowl, or $80 million for a $5 million building, or building a wharf that barely survived the cutting of the ribbon? You have got to decide.
The political parties are currently awaiting word on an election timeline from the Guyana Elections Commission. While the opposition is pushing for elections to be held by March, the Guyana Elections Commission is looking at the possible July date at the earliest. On Thursday, the coalition will host a lunchtime protest to call on the Elections Commission to ensure registration and claims and objections in time for the next elections. Well, it might have been simple coincidence, but both matters are being investigated tonight. This morning, 2 vehicles in 2 different parts of the city caught fire after both drivers said they noticed smoke emanating from their engines. The first incident occurred on Sheriff Street when a minibus that was contracted to GPL caught fire, moments after the driver jumped out after he noticed smoke coming out of the engine. He said by the time he rushed to get sand to douse the flames, the entire bus exploded. A few hours later, just opposite the magistrate's court, a car burst into flames after the driver also said he noticed smoke coming out of the vehicle's engine. It is unclear what triggered the incidents, but both matters are under investigation tonight. It is suspected that both incidents might have been mechanical or oil-related. It was back to a state of normalcy today at the University of Guyana as classes resumed following yesterday's bomb threats. The Guyana Police Force, in a statement last evening, said the entire campus was searched and the all-clear was given last evening after investigators did not find any explosive object. The university's administration cancelled all classes yesterday and called in the police after receiving a number of bomb threats. Police suspect the threats might have been made by the same person who has been issuing similar threats against a number of schools. In the courts right now, construction worker Robert Forrester today found himself before the court facing a fraud charge. He was charged for allegedly converting the sum of $1.2 million to his own use, when the money was intended to complete payment for a house lot for one of his clients. The man requested that he be given some time to repay the money in full, even while he denied the allegations in court. The court was told that between the 1st of April 2018 and the 6th of February 2019, the accused was entrusted with the money to settle the cost for the land being purchased by his client, Rhonda Thompson. In court, the accused asked that he be allowed to pay the victim back her money in installments. The woman agreed, but the contractor will have to return to court later this month, as he was told that the charge against him will only be dismissed when he repays all of the money. 18-year-old Akeem Williams appeared in court today to face a robbery charge. He's accused of robbing a woman of her motorcycle at gunpoint. The youth identified himself as a businessman from the Rasville community. In court, he denied the allegations before him. The prosecutor told the court that on the 19th of January, the youth armed himself with a gun and relieved Akeisha Moore of the motorcycle, which is worth $285,000. In a statement to the court, the police prosecutor explained that the young woman was riding the motorcycle around her village when she was suddenly confronted by the man, who forced her off at gunpoint and made off with the bike. The woman was at a police station following up on her report when she noticed the accused at the same station. He was at the time facing questioning over another incident. An attorney for the accused said there was no use of any weapon and the young lady was never robbed of any motorcycle. Bail was granted to the accused in the sum of $200,000, and he will have to return to court later this month for the continuation of the case. Regional and international news is up next.
Nobody on the post there. Is that going to prove costly? Yes, it is. But I'm not taking it. You just get a header. Oh, no, that's some save, isn't it?
Let's Bet Sports. Take your game to a whole new level. You decide. Your game, your bet type, your bet amount. Guyana Lottery Companies, Let's Bet Sports. Be part of the game.
Get ready to ride it, ride it. Ready to ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride the wave. Open up the new vibe. Drink up the boldness inside. Radical and fresh and wild. Catch the wave now. Ride bold, ride fresh, ride strong. Come on, ride the wave. Taste the action, satisfaction, perfection. Wave, 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 wave.
Ride the new wave of excitement sweeping Guyana. Wave Pale Ale, a premium, full-bodied, strong and refreshing alcoholic brew, crafted to perfection for a bold, young, radical you. Don't settle for anything less. Catch a Wave Pale Ale and ride it today.
Wave Pale Ale.
Crafted to perfection.
We turn now to news from across the region. Trinidad and Tobago health authorities have confirmed the 5th death as a result of swine flu. And the health ministry is urging Trinidadians, particularly those considered to be within the key at-risk groups, to be vaccinated. Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh said that a woman who was 15 weeks pregnant died from the swine flu virus, and he hinted that the authorities were awaiting the results of blood tests from other fatalities. Dayal Singh did not provide details regarding the pregnant woman, but expressed concern that there had been a drop in people seeking the vaccine over the past few weeks, after a media house ran a segment on the effects of the vaccine on pregnant women. He's encouraging everyone, especially those at risk, to get the vaccine against the swine flu in Trinidad. In Antigua, 2 men who allegedly robbed 2 tourists and stabbed one of them last Friday have been charged. The accused are 20-year-old Joel Richards and 19-year-old Anderson Garcia, both of Antigua, and they're jointly accused of aggravated robbery on French visitors Jacques Colbert and Christian Marcel Droit. The investigation into the matter has found that about 11 a.m. on February 1, the couple who arrived in Antigua on the MSC cruise ship were sightseeing near a tower in the Hatton area when they were attacked and robbed by the 2 men. This was the 3rd attack in 3 weeks. The government of Antigua is paying close attention to the problem. And finally tonight, international news. British Home Secretary Sajid Javid has defended the deportation of a group of people to Jamaica today, the first such flights in the Windrush scandal. The people on the flight included 29 serious foreign criminals, including a murderer and a rapist. Campaigners insisted that some of them had been unfairly targeted. Some people, including an ex-army officer with PTSD, were granted a last-minute reprieve, a lawyer said. Campaigners claimed that the British government's hostile environment immigration policy was to blame for the deportations, and that many of the deportees to Jamaica had been in the UK since childhood. Those given a reprieve and not immediately deported are believed to include a man who has applied to remain in the UK under the Windrush scheme. The scheme was set up to assess the cases of those who may have been caught up in the scandal involving wrongful deportations. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting.